There is a saying that, when water is too clear, there are no fish. When people are too scrutinizing, they have no companions. If you insist on competing with family members, once you win, the familial bond is lost. If you calculate too strictly with a lover, once things are clear, the affection fades. If you strive for superiority over friends, once you triumph, the friendship is gone. When debating, people often focus only on logic, while forgetting that what is lost is affection, and the one left with the injury is oneself. What is already black remains black, and white remains white. It is best to let time provide the proof. Cast off your own stubbornness. Use a heart of tolerance to view people and evaluate matters. Add a bit of enthusiasm, a bit of composure and warmth. Then life will always have sunshine, and throughout your life, you will be at ease. Life is a process of self-reflection. Do not have the ambition for everyone to understand you, nor expect everything to go according to your will. Life has no fixed template. All that is needed is a pure and enthusiastic heart. When encountering worries, find your own joy. Do not forget happiness. No matter how busy you are, remember to preserve a bit of your youth and do not lose your health. If you are tired, stop temporarily to rest. Do not lose the joy of living. As long as your heart always remembers the destination and knows where you are and what you are doing now, rest assured you will not lose your way. Remind yourself to always respect others and cultivate tolerance. The sea becomes vast because it accepts hundreds of rivers. Be grateful to friends for their support, and be grateful to opponents because they make us more resilient. In this life, there are two things we cannot avoid doing. One is moving forward, and the other is stopping. Are you using a positive mood to perform them? A positive mood is the best traveling companion, helping us remain happy and healthy. Whether with those close to you or strangers, if there is an affinity to interact, you should know how to give and maintain a good relationship. This is because not burning incense on ordinary days, but embracing the Buddha's feet in an emergency is a useless endeavor. Therefore, you must know how to accumulate human sentiment, just like a bank account. The more you deposit and the longer the time, the higher the interest will be. When encountering matters, do not be impatient or reach hasty conclusions, especially when angry. Learn to put yourself in many different positions to perceive, turning big matters into small ones and small matters into nothing. When meeting complex situations, resolve them gently. By all means, do not turn simple things into a mess. One needs to have a sense of contentment. Most of the world's worries stem from useless comparisons. In this world, there are those who are not as good as you, but naturally, there are also those you cannot compare to. When you complain about not having beautiful shoes, remember those who do not even have feet to walk. If an opponent makes you angry, it proves you have not yet surpassed them. Turning back to see who insulted you is unnecessary. Just like when bitten by a rabid dog, must you bite it back to satisfy your anger. Therefore, do not pay too much attention to the malicious words of others. Do not view work as a burden. Instead of complaining and being frustrated, it is better to face it happily and positively. View work as life, as art, and you will enjoy the joy it brings. Being able to live one more day is a blessing, so know how to cherish it. Human life lasts only a few short decades. Do not make things difficult for yourself and end up mired in deep regret. The sun rises from the East Sea and sets behind the western mountains. Sadness will pass, and joy also fills a day. If you do not bother with useless gossip, life will be serene, and the spirit will be light. In life, it is not because there is hope that we persist, but through persistence, hope arises. It is not because there is an opportunity that we seize it, but by not letting go, opportunities appear. It is not because of understanding that we work, but through working, understanding is born. It is not because of maturity that we take on burdens, but through living responsibly, we truly mature. It is also not because of wealth that we share, but by knowing how to share, we become wealthy. It is not because of a breakthrough that there are challenges, but through challenges, breakthroughs are created. It is not by becoming a leader that one suffers sacrifice, but through sacrifice, the right to lead is established. It is not because of profit that one is grateful, but by knowing gratitude, one enjoys profit. It is not because of having money that one learns, but through the effort of learning, one becomes accomplished. All things in the world follow a cycle of rotation. If you cannot keep something, do not be stubborn. Clinging to what remains only brings loneliness and ultimate sorrow. Only those who know how to cherish and let go at the right time will have the affinity to encounter better things. Before entering the world, one should learn how to use a calm heart to accept the matters of gain and loss. Then life will be relaxed and self-mastered. Prosperity and happiness in life are originally very simple. Many people have not yet felt them because their thinking is too complex. In the world, there are many different ways of living, making it difficult to define good or bad, or absolute right or wrong. Being leisurely brings peace and gentle joy. Being busy brings excitement and a fast-paced lifestyle. Any issue has two sides. Disaster and blessing always walk side by side. Life is a journey, just as the soul is always moving to mature. There are moments that seem bland, but those are the quiet moments of life. Intense passions can be carved into the mind, making people excited, but the beauty of tranquility is also very true and lasting. Even the most intense feelings will eventually calm down. No matter how glorious life is, it needs stillness in the soul. Whether a person's state of mind is still or active does not depend on the circumstances, because true quietness originates from within. It comes from an open and broad heart. When you know how to take the world's gains and losses lightly, you will naturally understand the two words, peace. Whether your blessings are thick or thin is related to whether you view matters of gain and loss as light or heavy. Happiness often is not tied to what you have, but rather to actions of sharing and supporting others that create joy in the soul. If a person only knows how to calculate winning and losing all day long, life will surely be very exhausting. A person with an open heart can pick things up and put them down. If they do not overvalue worldly gains and losses, what is there to disturb the mind? A person with a calm character faces any problem without panic, like a beautiful flower that maintains its fragrance even in a storm. A still mind is relaxed and happy with the present. A person with composure will easily perceive the good things existing around them. If you are not happy, then do not be sad. Everyone in life has had to hear more or less unpleasant words from others about themselves. A strong person will ignore them and not bother with the world's tongues. A gloomy and weak person feels those words are like arrows piercing the head, causing them to lose all confidence and suffer a mental breakdown. Are you a strong or a weak person? If you always allow others to easily affect your psychology, you are like a fire. They only need to touch your self-esteem and you will flare up immediately. Do not be foolish and let others control you. Do not make your life more complex. You may be unhappy or dissatisfied when others say this or that about you, but do not be sad. Maintaining that psychological stability is the way of a smart person. Memorize the following 3 sentences to live happily. 1. A weak person will seek revenge. 2. A strong person will forgive. 3. A smart person will ignore. Please join your hands in silent prayer for ourselves and for others to know how to love each other rather than lamenting, and peace will be present. Everyone who comes into this world has things that are not as desired. encounters many unfair things, faces disappointment and even envy. You envy my freedom, while I want to be bound like you. You like my car, while I long for a house like yours. You admire my job, while I dream of your leisure. When young, everyone hopes to quickly become an adult. Once grown up, they realize childhood was truly priceless. When in school, one wants to go to work. Once working, one realizes the school days were the happiest stage. While single, one admires those in couples. Once married, one reminisces about the freedom of being alone. Gratitude is necessary for living. A parasol, even 10,000 yards high, cannot lack a root. No matter what a person becomes, they cannot forget their origin. Throughout a lifetime, one must remember the person who lent you money when you were poor and lacking, the person who helped you endure during difficulties, the person who shared the sweet and the bitter during suffering, the person who cooked and prepared medicine when you were ill, the person who truly loved you even when you had empty hands, and the person who patiently guided you when you knew nothing. If you always remember gratitude, you will win people's hearts. Those who win people's hearts will be respected, and those who are respected surely have quality. In life, what do you care about? If you make money the center, you will work very hard. If you view children as everything, you will be exhausted. If you think love is the reason for living, you will receive pain. If you consider winning and losing as the goal, you will always be unstable. If you use tolerance as a way of life, you will see happiness. If you take contentment as the criteria, you will always be joyful. If you turn gratitude into motivation, you will become kind-hearted. The degree of kindness in life is sometimes looked down upon by others just because you are too easily commanded. For any task, you help just by being asked. Any object, you give just by being questioned. Any mistake, you forgive. Any injury, you bear. You should know that in this world, there are those used to receiving who will forget to be grateful. They think if you are strong, there is no need to worry, and they see you as magnanimous, so they do not maintain boundaries. Kindness is good, but it should be applied to the right people and in the right places. If you constantly ignore yourself to take care of others, no one will care about your feelings. Bearing a disadvantage is also a blessing, but sometimes you must know how to express it. Otherwise, the world will only see you as a naive person who can be ordered around for everything. Kindness is not being stupid, and morality is not being dense. In every person's heart, there are thoughts and directions, so you should know how to express them to maintain self-respect for yourself and value for the qualities you pursue. If you can have a mindset of following affinity, you will live a life of openness. If you hold a peaceful heart, you will have a self-mastered lifestyle. If there is a notion of compassion in your heart, you will do many good deeds. If you nurture a grateful heart, you will feel even more happy. If you are conscious of the law of cause and effect, your decisions will become wise. If you know when to yield, this life will be even more joyful. If you preserve a simple heart, whatever comes will be very simple. If you can train a habit of self-reflection, as every day passes, you will become increasingly awakened. The most forbidden things for a person are as follows. For a human, the worst is to offend others. For children, it is to be a parasite on parents. For husband and wife, it is to look down on each other. For a family, it is for the hierarchy to be inverted. For parents, it is to overindulge children. For teachers, it is to teach perfunctorily. For students, it is to be addicted to playing. For officials, it is to abuse power excessively. For judges, it is to judge with bias. For police, it is to punish aggressively. For merchants, it is to trade deceitfully. For artists, it is to provoke lust. For actors, it is to perform vulgarly. For entrepreneurs, it is to invest blindly. For doctors, it is to be greedy for money. For drivers, it is to compete for superiority. For friends, it is to be suspicious and jealous. For a career, the worst is to lose heart and let go. For work, it is to chase vain fame. For a mistake, it is to be stubborn and not change. For study, it is to be lazy and seek ease. For conduct, it is to be arrogant and dismissive. For eating, it is to be gluttonous and vulgar. For talking, it is to boast and show off. For traveling far, it is to forget loved ones. We still often like to cast our eyes across to the other side of the hill, admiring others while forgetting the happiness before us, letting time pass, and then feeling regret. Whenever looking around, we often only see the gains of others and then feel pity for ourselves. In reality, everyone has gains and losses. Every event has two sides, with different strengths and weaknesses. Those who want success must accept sacrifice. Those who like independence must take care of things themselves. Cool rain must come with mud. A peaceful life means choosing between the new, the good, and the bad. Nothing is completely fulfilling. Everyone's time and energy are equally limited. Be wise and focus on what you consider right. Once a choice is made, put your whole heart into it. Do not compare or hesitate. Only by cherishing what is currently before you and living fully in the present will you not have to regret when looking back at the past. Suitability is happiness. In life, there are many things that do not have to go according to our will to be considered good. The sun does not fail to rise early just because you are unhappy. The moon also does not fail to set late just because you are resentful. Covering your own eyes does not mean the world will turn into a dark night. Blurring others' eyes also does not guarantee the light will belong to you alone. In the world, there is only an axe that is not sharp enough, but there is no type of vegetation that cannot be cut down. In work, it is only that people have not yet thought of a method. There is absolutely nothing that cannot be accomplished. If they want to, people will find a way. If not, they will find a reason. Life is like a cup of water. Whether hot or cold, a suitable temperature is drinkable. Flavor, whether sweet or bitter, is delicious as long as it suits the taste. A melody, whether fast or slow, is good as long as it suits the hearing. The 4 seasons cycle, whether spring, summer, autumn, or winter, if it suits the mood, it is all beautiful. Everything only needs to be suitable for oneself to be happiness. Being a person, one should not be too calculating. For every high mountain, there is a higher one. For every talented person, there is someone even more talented. Calculating only works for a moment, not for a whole lifetime. You may deceive a gentleman, but it is difficult to guard against a petty person, so just be straightforward and sincere to have many friends and be happy yourself. Being a person, do not always scramble for profits. No one is stupid. You win sometimes because others yield. You seize something because someone else didn't need it, so never think you are the smartest. It is just that people do not like competing with your methods. Being a person, if you do not help, then at least do not constantly bully honest people. In this world, honest people never use schemes to harm anyone. They do not know how to say sweet words to deceive, but only wholeheartedly take care of work and are gentle. Being a person, never casually judge anyone. Each individual has a different way of living and different principles. Never use your own standards to measure others. Everyone has difficult situations, and everyone has times of making mistakes. Do not only know how to pick leaves to find worms, to shame the mistakes of the world. Being honest is not wrong. Only then can you make soulmates. Sincerity is what maintains long-term affection. Being a kind person never results in a loss. For a kind person, friends are also gentle, and for a kind heart, blessings naturally appear and everything goes smoothly. Going through the entanglements of life, Life is not a battlefield, so there is no need to determine winning or losing. Between people, if empathy increases, misunderstandings will decrease. Between tasks, if yielding increases, struggle will decrease. There are some matters that require patience. There are some people who should be yielded to. One cannot compete for every high or low point. It is not necessary to beg for the approval and understanding of anyone, because each person has their own viewpoint and personality. We often value ourselves too much, leading to worries about gain and loss and the thought that others do not understand us. Actually, being a person, one needs to know how to take the individual lightly, reduce the ego a bit, and put oneself in others' positions to think. You will see, life is much more lovable. That is why it is said, the more the heart is opened, the larger the joy. The wider the tolerance, the more one will receive. Do not discuss matters behind others' backs, and no need to pay too much attention to rumors about yourself. Because a useless person has nothing to be said about. The more excellent you are, the more you will be noticed and commented upon. In life, admitting a mistake is a form of honesty, while overlooking one is a type of poise. If you offer honesty, but do not receive poise, it proves the other party is somewhat mediocre and vulgar. We cannot control the tongues of others. The easiest task is to keep a light heart and then step through the entanglements of life. To have a happy life, half must be sober, and the other part sometimes needs a bit of silliness. Many times, there is no need to distinguish too clearly, because there are matters that, once seen clearly, you no longer want to do. And there are people who, once understood thoroughly, you no longer want to associate with. Actually, deep in the soul of every person, there is a hidden corner that sometimes others cannot share for a whole lifetime. Every difficulty and obstacle must be accepted alone and then silently resolved. But no matter what happens, do not let yourself be uncomfortable all day, because we cannot know how much joy tomorrow waits for us to experience, how many paths wait for us to walk, and how many doors need our effort. Having joy and sorrow is the mortal world. Having bitterness and sweetness is life. No matter how much pain there is, after waking up from a sleep, let everything go into the past. Remembering yesterday's stories all day only makes you more tired. What people think, we cannot know. What others do, we also cannot manage. The only thing possible is to exert all effort, wholeheartedly do your own work well, walk the path chosen, and live your own life well. Internal peace will lead to external peace and joy. Black and white differ by a look. Whether life is false or real, my heart shines on it. This life being good or bad depends on the perception of each person. We can hear, see, and do everything according to our own thoughts. Each person has distinct thoughts and different perspectives. Perspective is formed from the thoughts and assessments of each person. Looking wrongly or rightly is due to the mood and perspective of each person, depending on the mood and emotions of each individual. If the perspective is distorted, you will reach subjective and inaccurate conclusions. We also should not imprison ourselves within certain limits, not allowing our thoughts to go beyond the existing framework, only to let life lose joy and become tedious. The monotony and tedium of life easily make us discouraged, lacking motivation to work. If we just stubbornly keep ourselves in a safe shell, the results brought back are not what we desired. Conversely, if you receive life with an optimistic look and positive thoughts, you will have the motivation to step further. Changing your perspective, way of thinking, and way of receiving will help you see many new opportunities that you might not have seen before. The Buddha's house has a saying, "Black and white differ by one thing, which is the experience rather than someone's distorted perspective." Life always has many things happening beyond expectation. We must know how to accept and try to adapt to circumstances. You cannot just demand that everything happen according to your will. We must equip ourselves with a mettle and a resilient will to be ready to face all challenges. Only thus can you easily achieve the goals you want to aim for in life. In any circumstance, even if falling into a dead end, let us change our way of thinking, calmly consider the problem from another angle, and then we will overcome all obstacles and difficulties. Before each mistake, instead of forever tormenting yourself in suffering, you should bravely and firmly overcome it. To have a more comprehensive and overall view of life, we should not think extremely, nor be too perfectionist. That will reduce the ability to consider, judge, and solve your own problems. To want creativity, we must look at events multidimensionally. To want success, we must think differently from negative ways of thinking that bring us new and strange knowledge. The world is always moving and constantly developing. The opportunity for success is always for those who know how to seek opportunities to rise. Success always comes to those who know how to grasp the opportunity. Change your way of perceiving life. Be a person who is always positive, providing a new and different perspective to evaluate an event. Look back at the road we have passed, feel the value we possess, and have a perspective that avoids regret or nostalgia for what has passed. Everything in life we can never predict. But have you ever thought if, at that time, we had looked at the event happening with a different perspective, by now we might have received something different? Late afternoons after work among long streets with a busy and crowded stream of people, how many times have you stopped for a bit to think about your life? Every human life must at least go through ups and downs, worries and anxieties. But life never stands still peacefully beside a moment forever. It follows the clock's hands turning and then passes by turbulently, such that one can never see even a second of yesterday again. Then we are always busy, always engrossed in chasing after, leaving everything behind, only to get nothing besides being swept away by that fast-flowing flood. Human emotions are like strange winds, sometimes peaceful, sometimes hurried and flustered. They correspond to the levels of emotional ups and downs within you and the tangles in life that you encounter. People often say that when you are sad, emotions will increase. That is a natural thing and sinks into the rut of the subconscious. But the problem depends on your way of perceiving the event. In a certain aspect, you need to know what you need to do to restrain yourself from deviated ways of thinking before everything happens, due to your lack of calmness, so as not to regret the things you have done that could cause injury to yourself and to others. When encountering an event in life, you should have a correct way of perceiving a problem. Your look today will be the result you receive in the future. Either life will bloom, or life is at a dead end. But you, my friend, every one of us will eventually grow old and leave this life. Therefore, every day lived is a very meaningful day, giving us the chance to discover countless miraculous mysteries and enjoy the interesting things of vast life. Do not let yourself be one of those people who have self-bound themselves in too many limits and unreasonable frameworks, only to then not allow themselves to overcome the existing narrow mold. Then their lives and ours increasingly become boring, cramped, deadlocked, and lose much joy. I have collected a story about the core value of a problem that you will receive if you have a comfortable look without calculation or jealousy. Sometimes the true value lies right before our eyes. Instead of feeling it, we put it aside and let it sink into oblivion. The story is that there was a group of students who, after graduating and all having good jobs, invited each other to visit their old teacher. After a while of chatting, they began to complain about the stresses in work as well as in life. Hearing this, the teacher went into the kitchen and returned with a large pot of coffee along with different cups, porcelain, plastic, glass, and crystal. There were some cups that looked very simple, but also some very expensive ones. The teacher told the students to choose cups and pour coffee for themselves. After everyone had a cup of coffee, the teacher began to say, "If you pay attention, you will realize this. The expensive and beautiful cups have all been taken. No one touched the cheap cups." Perhaps everyone feels this is normal, because who doesn't want to choose the best for themselves? But that very thing is the source of every trouble in your lives. What we actually need is coffee, not the cup. But everyone hurriedly chose the best cups, and then even glanced at the person next to them to see if their cup was more beautiful than their own. Do not let the cups affect you. Instead, comfortably sip your coffee. Indeed, life is the coffee, while work, money, and social status are the cups. They are tools to hold and contain life, and do not change the quality of our life. Sometimes you feel life is so unfair because you have given too much, yet did not receive much back. But actually, when you give, it means you have received a lot already. Those are the invisible joys that you cannot touch. Sometimes you wonder why, when others are sad, you are always beside them to soothe the wound in their hearts. But when you are sad, you cannot find anyone ready to listen and understand your heart. Actually, there is no unfairness here at all. It is only that you may receive rewards from others sooner or later. All of us born and existing in this world owe each other. Giving and receiving is the form of rotation to pay debts to each other. When you give good things, you will receive peace in the soul. True giving is giving without needing to calculate what will be received back. The more you calculate, the more frustrated you feel, and the mind is not calm. At that time, you both have to give, and do not get to receive the invisible joy from the giving itself. Everything we do for each other bears the nature of borrowing and repaying, either invisible or visible. We know each other, love each other, hate each other, or detest each other because there is karma. The initial karma is determined by heaven, but to stick together long term, wanting to turn that karma into love, is decided by us, thanks to the giving of each of us. But you should remember that in love, we either will receive joy and happiness, or will receive boredom and suffering. All are in a vicious circle. Even knowing one might receive things not as desired, still continue to give, because giving means you have already loved yourself. You have joined the ceaseless flow of life and of human life. There is never death, because at the end is also the beginning of new buds of life. In this life, each person can choose the work they like and the place they want to live, but cannot choose their origin. Some are born into wealthy families, while some are born into poor families. Some originate from civilized, wealthy, and peaceful nations, while some are born in places of chaotic war, backwardness, and lack in 100 ways. It is precisely the power of karma, meaning good karma and bad karma, that causes humans to be born into such different circumstances. However, the living situation of anyone can change. A person born wealthy, if they have no will to progress and only know how to spend money without wanting to earn it, will gradually decline into poverty. A person born poor, if they continuously make efforts, will gradually rise to wealth. Former U.S. Vice President Wilson came from a poor family. Thanks to being led by a heart constantly desiring to rise, he step by step escaped from poverty and then climbed to the peak of success. According to Buddhism, the appearance is born from the mind, and the scene changes according to the mind. In this, the scene changing according to the mind means a person fails, not necessarily because they lack ability or opportunity, but because their own mind has thought that they cannot succeed. When they encounter hardship, the mind, fearful of difficulty and suffering, makes them accept resignation and submission. A person with a large and tolerant heart will not feel hardship is unfair to them. That person also will not lament their fate, nor blame heaven or hate people, but will always keep a calm mindset, constantly making efforts to study and work to improve circumstances. The great inventor Thomas Edison also concluded from his own life experience that genius is 1% innate talent and 99% sweat and tears. Before difficulties and hardships, some people will flinch and some will collapse, but there will also be people who bravely step forward. Each hardship and obstacle on our life path is a precious opportunity for us to train a resilient will and a calm internal mind to prepare for reaping greater achievements in the future. The path of life and the path of the Dharma are the same in one key point, which is requiring us to be persistent, patient, and to make unceasing efforts. If a person practices with a mindset of seeking ease, being loose, and being easily distracted, meaning often being infatuated with fame, fortune, and other false joys, and that person does not try to diligently study and overcome their own unwholesome karma, then the practice of that person is like cooking sand and hoping it becomes rice. Thus there is the saying, all is created by the mind. Each passing year, do not blame your life for why it keeps treading in one place, but observe how much your mindset has changed. Leaning silk-like sunlight on the hill, afternoon passes slowly. The shadow of time fades, lulling the dust to sleep diligently. Go to sleep, the thoughts of the heart, the dust of the world wanders. There is an old story telling that a person stood under the eaves to shelter from the rain, saw Avalokitesvara holding an umbrella walking by, and begged, Avalokitesvara, Bodhisattva, please save sentient beings a bit. Let me share the umbrella for a segment, okay? Avalokitesvara said, I am in the rain, you are under the eaves. The eaves do not have rain, so you do not need me to save you. That person immediately ran out into the curtain of rain and said, now I am also in the rain. Can you let me share the umbrella? Avalokitesvara said, you are in the rain. I am also in the rain. I am not wet because I have an umbrella. You are wet because you do not have an umbrella. Therefore, it is not that I am saving me, but the umbrella is saving me. A person wanting to be saved should not look for me but go look for the umbrella. Having finished speaking, Avalokitesvara left. The next day, that person again encountered a difficult matter and went to the temple to pray to Avalokitesvara. Entering the temple, that person saw someone looking exactly like Avalokitesvara bowing before the statue of Avalokitesvara and asked, are you Avalokitesvara? The other replied, yes. Then why does Avalokitesvara bow to herself? Because I am encountering a difficult matter, but I know that begging others is not as good as begging oneself. Through this story, it teaches us that when encountering storms in life, we must mainly rely on ourselves. Begging others is not as good as begging oneself. Not hearing, not speaking, not looking, actually only gains peace temporarily. Skillfully practicing to leave the ego is the umbrella shading every place of peace and joy. In this human realm, when we have a little, we want more. When we have more, we desire even more. But when losing everything, we suddenly realize that, oh, if only I had a little, just a little, would have been enough. There is the saying, knowing enough is enough. Wait for enough. Wait until when. And knowing enough is one of the important keys to opening the door, leading to the realm of peace and joy. Life is not a race, but a journey for us to step by step contemplate the meaning of life. The important thing is not the reward received when we reach the destination, but precisely what we feel on each segment of the road. Do you believe that humans only realize they once lived when they draw their last breath? Therefore, we need to be aware of ourselves, to know clearly we are living right in each breath. If we cannot do this, then we are not living but only existing. Humans just wake up after a long sleep and feel themselves more mature when discovering they have two hands, one to help oneself, one to help others. What happens when a flower blooms in the deep forest without its fragrance being known by anyone, without being watched, without being praised as beautiful, and without anyone to share the joy with? Will the flower die? Will it suffer? Will it become confused and fearful? Will it commit suicide? No. The flower simply blooms, simply radiates fragrance, following the wind. The matter of whether anyone passes by to praise it as beautiful or not has nothing to do with it. It just offers its fragrance and joy to life, to the vast whole. Have you peacefully lived? Have we peacefully lived? Like that flower innocently blooming and radiating fragrance amidst the deep forest. And there are maxims and famous sayings that we might already know. For example, when life gives us a sour lemon, do not be afraid. Use it to cook or make a cup of cool lemon water. If you receive a matter with pessimistic and discouraged thoughts, then the obstacles in your life are exactly sour lemons. But once you receive that event with an optimistic spirit, loving life, and an open soul, then the obstacles will become wonderful lemon water. Grimacing while tasting the sour lemon, or interestingly enjoying the cool cup of lemon water, is all chosen by us. Time can help us grow up, but not necessarily make one mature. Only when colliding and facing events in life do humans gradually become wiser and understand more. A person with wisdom, when alone, will manage the mind well, considering it a good opportunity to self-evaluate. When interacting with others, that person will know how to manage the mouth well, considering it an opportunity to humbly learn. Life is a sea of suffering. This is one of the most basic teachings of Buddhism. However, without joy, where would sorrow come from? Without suffering, how can one understand complete joy? In sorrow there is joy, in joy there is sorrow. When suffering ends, sweetness comes. The extreme of joy is also the beginning of suffering. Pleasure and pain are impermanent. All also lie within the thoughts of humans. The Buddha enlightened sentient beings that, pursuing fame with an ego too large, joy is also suffering. Taking fame lightly, knowing how to lower oneself, suffering is also joy. Practice in the mind, facing the sea of suffering of life, so that one's heart matures and becomes resilient, not worried because of suffering and not immersed in debauchery. Life is like a long journey, taking us through different ups and downs and adventures. The Buddha taught that to find self-mastery and serenity, we need to learn how to take worries lightly, like seeing clouds passing across the sky. Taking worries lightly does not mean denying emotions or avoiding difficulties to find serenity. We need to perceive all challenges as opportunities to grow. Taking worries lightly is the act of keeping the heart open and flexible. When we do not cling to unimportant problems, we open the door for joy and receive positive things. We need to focus on positive things and not let ourselves be immersed in negative thoughts not worth having. Serenity does not come from holding on to too much. To find self-mastery, we need to learn how to let go of things no longer suitable for our journey. When we no longer stick to unnecessary burdens, the heart opens and we become free. We have the right to choose the way we react to it. When we learn how to take things lightly and do not place too much pressure on ourselves, we become like flowers blooming amidst the flowing waterfalls of the fresh and shining life. Life is not always as one wishes. Therefore, one must learn these 3 sentences and always keep an optimistic and happy mindset. 1. Let it be. There are many events in life where, as long as we have tried and made efforts, the result is no longer important. 2. It will pass. No matter what difficulty is encountered, we should face it with a positive attitude. When encountering unfavorable matters in life, we must always keep an optimistic and happy heart for ourselves. Using an optimistic attitude to receive difficulties will help us turn suffering into strength. 3. Not important, because an optimistic and positive attitude is precisely the first step helping us solve and win over difficulties. Use a positive mindset to rescue yourself from the swamp of suffering. Only then can you win over greater difficulties. The Buddha's enlightenment does not help us achieve the impossible, nor help us take back what was lost, but is teaching us how to face a life not as desired when encountering difficulties and stumbles, how to timely adjust our own person. We are born and live in this worldly realm where any type of person can be encountered. There will be people saying we are good, and also people saying we are not good. But as long as we do nothing against our conscience, then there is no need to pay attention to the comments of others. If there is someone speaking discourteous words, no need to take it to heart. Even less should one be worried, because those words change nothing, but they will disturb our hearts. If only because of criticism or unintentional or intentional disrespect from others, our mood is disturbed, and then we bring that bad mood into life. Invisibly, we have been the bridge for spreading the bad mood everywhere, hurting relatives and friends around. Just like throwing a series of stones into a lake that was originally quiet. At first it's from one person, and then spreads around, finally making the whole lake rise with waves. But just being tolerant, our mood will be much more peaceful. Actually, thinking back, those stories are also nothing big. We store all matters happening daily in the heart. When the stories of joy and sorrow increase, they become chaotic and lose order. That makes our heart also worried and unsettled. If the sad mood and unhappy memories just accumulate in the heart without being swept clean, it will only make us more tangled. Therefore, we must regularly clean up to say goodbye to those worries. Encountering any matter, one should think in a good direction, discarding unnecessary suffering. Only thus is there much space for joy in our hearts. There are also times encountering unhappy stories where only by timely discarding the unworthy sorrows can we be peaceful and happy. Suffering also depends on the person and has different levels. For a poor person, a day with 3 meals is already happiness. While for a wealthy person, sometimes just because the food in a guest-treating party is not luxurious, they feel irritated in the heart. Humans, when wishing for happiness to come to them, are also at the time they create the cause of suffering. Suffering originates from the desires within each of us. Humans having desires is a normal thing, but within limits. Desire is not scary. What is scary is greed. The cause of all suffering is mostly due to greed. Discarding greed, one then sees enough and is satisfied and happy. A newly born child often has 2 hands tightly clenched, and a human, when having gone to the end of life's road, closes the eyes and lets go of the hands. The purpose of living in the world is not to end you. We, humans of flesh and blood, can hardly avoid times of being exhausted. A small and weak heart will sometimes feel injured and heartbroken. But it's not like however much grievance there is, all must be displayed on the face. Even less can one, every time difficulty is met, find someone to tell about the suffering. If every pain could be forgotten, then no one would want to keep themselves peaceful. If every wound could be scarred over, then why need the taboos in life? Remember that you are also a normal person. When the body is tired, one needs to know how to rest. When the heart is injured, it needs to be treated. Every matter, as long as oneself has tried with all the heart, then whatever the result, no need to regret. Because in the world there are many things that are not as one wants. Do not make things difficult for yourself. Life has only one road we cannot choose, which is to surrender. There is a path one cannot refuse, which is to grow up. Stepping over an obstacle will gain one more experience. overcoming difficulty helps us be more resilient. Life, if it can reduce a bit of comparison, a bit of calculation, and a bit of resentment, more tolerance, more understanding, more giving, then every day is a new day, and the world will become peaceful. We come to this world, overall, for only two big tasks: birth and death. One task is already completed, and only one is left, so no need to hurry. What has enough karma will surely come. Once finished, it dissolves, waiting or seeking what is gained. A person with wisdom will not live according to the tongues of the world, nor fear the gaze of the world. Just understand your own heart, observe your own good and bad points, and then gradually correct them. This is also a way of cultivation. The biggest lostness in human life is having no place for spiritual reliance, not knowing the place to head toward. Regardless of whether you are aware or not, whether you admit it or not, if in your heart there are only good things, then no matter will be able to make you worried. If the internal mind is truly kind, then one never resents anyone. If the way of living is truly simple, then the world, no matter how chaotic, cannot affect you. Being a good person, the body is healthy, the mind is at peace, and sleep is stable. Doing good work, then heaven understands, earth knows, and the spirits and gods respect. If no suspicion, the world is not cold. If no discrimination, the world is not far away. If no resentment, the sky is always warm. If no troublemaking, the four seas are forever peaceful. True quietness is not sitting motionless for hours, but knowing how to use a calm mindset to observe all things, listening even to the sound of flowers and grass growing. Sustainable stability comes from the internal mind. Seeking or searching outside can never have it. Humans strive all life, work hard all life, but until the time of leaving, one also cannot carry even a blade of grass or a leaf. Holding on for a lifetime, accumulating for a lifetime, finally, one also cannot carry even a bit of vanity and admiration. Having been born, regardless of wealth or poverty, having gone to the end of the road, everyone must say a final goodbye. So when you still have the opportunity, live with all your heart, cherish the person you see as needed and liked, and do not chase after the vain standards of the world. A lifetime is actually very short. So many people promise to live 100 years, yet just turning around, they have become a person of the past. There are also those who have just become soulmates, yet when waking up from a sleep, they are separated by yin and yang. So when you still have the opportunity, do not cause regrettable stories, do not think too much, do not pay excessive attention, and do not seek excessively. Try to treat the people beside you a bit better, because once through this life, meeting again is not guaranteed. What appears in life can only be experienced, but cannot be possessed. Because we are only travelers, there will be a day we must say goodbye. So what has passed, calmly face it, and open the heart to receive what is coming happily. Human life passes very quickly. If one can step over the false fame and wealth, then one can touch the true things. Life encountering complex matters should be solved gently, and unnecessary entanglements discarded so the heart is peaceful to be able to step forward. Yielding the road to others avoids petty scrambles. Projecting the vision far will limit many negative thoughts and prevent blaming heaven or complaining about people when encountering matters contrary to one's will. Blessings come from diligence and a lifestyle of sacrifice. Start a heart of compassion to help the poor. Use a heart of gratitude to repay deep affections and keep a heart of mutual respect with all people and all matters. If having faith in cause and effect, one will not create regrettable deeds in life. Happily persisting with present good deeds will welcome a bright and gentle tomorrow. Humans being resilient for a long time will sometimes be tired. Affection being paid too much attention will cause heartache. Work being over-positive will sometimes bring trouble, and speech being excessive will become boasting. As it is life, it cannot lack bitterness and sweetness. As it is human life, how to avoid the warm kindness of people? Who doesn't wish for a life of smooth sailing without encountering pain? Who doesn't want to cherish sentiments without letting go or leaving? There are some matters that, once seen clearly, will be seen more lightly. There are some people who, once understood thoroughly, then no longer bother the heart. Being a person, many times one should not be too distinct. Sometimes, with all heart and soul, one is still blamed and resented. Just be comfortable and carefree, then nothing is entangled. Just cherish the person before you. Do your work well. Be sincere and kind, without shame in the heart. All will have a worthy response. If only knowing how to demand from the outside, it only makes us lose faith and decrease in character. All dharmas are empty, but cause and effect are not empty. Charity is the best measure, helping us remove greed, not seeking rewards, helping people in a carefree manner, not fearing seeking. Only the power of good helps us perceive the true joy of being a person. Life is like a bottle. The more pain we discard, the more space there is for us to contain joy. A mind of letting go does not mean losing passion and goals. Conversely, it is the acceptance that life always changes and we cannot control everything. The Buddha taught that to find leisure, we need to perceive all changes as opportunities to grow and learn. A mind of letting go and a life that is leisurely is also the perception that sometimes we need to create space in the soul to gently receive new states. When we keep too much, the mind becomes cramped and uncomfortable, just like the act of clutching beautiful flower petals in a life full of colors. Life has unpredictable changes, but a mind of letting go and a life that is leisurely helps us become like tree leaves, bending under the gentle wind. True happiness comes from us knowing how to cherish each moment, even simple moments. Sometimes we need to learn how to live in the present and not let worries lose the joy of the present. When our heart lets go, we open the door for leisure. Let the soul fly and experience the beauty of this life. Positive thinking, everything will be fine. Thoughts define who we are, meaning how we think of ourselves is how we will be. If you think you are useless, certainly you will never achieve anything because you don't even bother to act. If you think you are intelligent, naturally you will be intelligent because you yourself will know how to create that. Just think positively and everything will be fine. Life will have less worry because you always try to turn everything you encounter in life into your own joy. Knowing others means being smart. Knowing oneself means being enlightened. Winning over oneself has more meaning than winning 1,000 battles. That is a profound lesson that everyone needs to know. Conquering your own mind is precisely the biggest obstacle humans must pass. Therefore, we should practice meditation to understand ourselves, knowing what we like and what we need to do to satisfy the things we like. The best way to loosen and relax is to do walking meditation every day. When the mind is peaceful, the body will quickly recover energy, being relaxed and peaceful. Remember, no one can give you peace besides yourself. Life, oh strange, isn't it? Happiness and worries. Let us return to the realm of meditation, quiet 2 regions of fatigue. There were 3 workers building a wall. A passerby asked, "What are you guys doing?" The first replied, "Don't you see? Building a wall? What else?" The second replied, "We are building a high-rise building." The third replied, "We are building a new city." 10 years later, the first person was building another wall at a new construction site. The second person was a construction engineer sitting in a construction design office. The third person was exactly the boss of those other 2. All 3 people were doing the same work, but different mindsets decided their different positions. A person who unceasingly wins over themselves will unceasingly rise. Maintaining an optimistic mindset will decide the quality of your future life. The more optimistic a person is, the healthier the body and the more refreshed the spirit. The quality of life, thanks to that, is also increasingly enhanced. When having thoughts and sorrows, drive them out of your head and remember that there are circumstances you do not have enough strength to change. So the best way is to calmly consider everything. Get used to feeling yourself happy and turn that into one of your main practice exercises. Often smile at yourself and others and let everyone understand that you are a happy person. Try to criticize the actions of others less. It will help you avoid many negative feelings. Minimize jealousy because it can harm your whole life. Many people feel themselves unhappy without realizing that their expectations are completely unrealistic and that happiness is a relative concept. Do not try to immediately become a completely happy person. You should be joyful with small tasks rather than waiting for something truly huge. Every day we have to face so many undesirable things, irritations, and situations beyond our control. If one can change those things, then that is very good, but it's not always possible to do. Therefore, we need to learn how to get used to these matters and accept them happily. Learn how to have more patience, tolerance, and magnanimity. Try to look at your life and everyone in a more friendly and gentle way. Also, one should not be too worried when being defeated. Let the past go by. Focus on the present moment. No need to evoke unhappy memories and bury yourself in them. Learn how to practice meditation. Just a few minutes of meditation every day can already change your life. Internal peace will lead to external peace and joy. A person truly intending to practice the path should not fear encountering difficult situations, because difficulties can exactly train the mind, enhance consciousness, and help your wisdom grow. True practice is practicing right in daily life. If you use a spacious heart to accommodate everything and tolerate everything, you will have no matter that you cannot think through. You will see all people as good people and see all situations and circumstances encountered as good matters. These are not empty theories, but have actual proof. Remember well the sentence, strict toward oneself, generous toward others, meaning, when you make a mistake, be strict in self-evaluation. When others make a mistake, do not be too harsh in blaming them. Dealing with the world is also a C. Treat leaders, colleagues, subordinates, and people in general well. Doing a C, the resentment between you and others naturally, according to the capacity of your heart, becomes less. We often say that the laws of the universe are immutable. Many people often forget about stillness. Furthermore, they try their best to consume themselves without thinking where human origin comes from. We are born from a state of stillness, coming from nothing. Why are we busy all day and until night feel sleepy? It is because humans need the state of stillness. The brain cannot not rest. When having to handle a complex matter, difficult to the point of thinking it cannot be solved, the first thing we need to do is put the mind down, be still again, and not think anything at all. At that time, suddenly from within the thoughts, a feasible solution will emerge. This is exactly the effect of stillness. If encountering a task too difficult, the more you think, the more you make the brain further oppressed. The nerves are all tensed up. Finally, if you don't die, you will get sick. Whoever heads toward altruism more, the more they hear peace blooming in the heart. Whoever is more selfish and attached, then insecurity and worry, a circle of suffering. Settle the heart to perceive deeply. We ourselves have nothing, so where to get what is ours? Looking around everywhere among sentient beings, understanding and then loving, sending a look of empathy. The four directions, north, south, west, and east are all relatives for life, no enemies. There was a person who had the habit that whenever holding a newspaper, he opened to see the obituary pages and condolences first. He read obituaries very attentively, even when many times not knowing the deceased at all. A friend wondered about this strange habit. He replied, I read attentively because I want to send a word of thanks to these people, that's all." The friend stared in surprise and said, "I don't understand anything at all. You thank dead people that you don't even know at all? Is there something wrong with your head?" That person slowly replied, "Yes, I sincerely thank them because their departure reminded me, do not forget that a human lifetime is inherently impermanent. Death can come suddenly, which no one knows beforehand. When alive, perhaps these people also had many dreams, many calculations, scrambles for winning and losing, joys and sorrows, jealousy and hate. Now they become inanimate corpses waiting to be cremated or buried deep in the good earth. They use their very lives to remind me of the big lesson in life. Thus, doesn't it deserve to receive a word of thanks? Live like the Buddha, the person who does not possess anything but can use everything. Enjoy rather than try to possess. Everyone knows a simple thing. When coming to and leaving this world, we have only two empty hands. So why try to find ways to occupy and keep everything for ourselves, things that never belong to us? Our body is the most intimate thing. We take it everywhere. Yet the Buddha said it is not yours. How much more so for external things? So why do we forever labor the mind and exhaust the body, forever creating karma of samsara for what? That lotus is not separated from mud. Amidst mud, the lotus is still extremely fragrant. Living in worldly affairs filled with fog, even if life has 10,000 paths, there is one road we walk. In wisdom, there is compassion. Compassion must have miraculous wisdom. Living with everything according to karma, skillfully taking the boat across the tide to the other shore. Understanding, then live truly leisurely. Every day we have to face so many undesirable things, irritations, and situations beyond our control. It's not always that we can prevent undesirable things. Therefore, it is better that we should learn how to get used to them and gradually accept them happily. Learn how to have more patience, tolerance, and magnanimity. Try to perceive yourself and everyone with friendlier and gentler eyes. Also, one should not be too worried when being defeated. Let the past stay behind to be able to completely focus on the present moment. No need to evoke unhappy memories and then bury yourself in them. Learn how to practice meditation. Every day, just a few minutes of meditation can already change our lives. Internal peace will lead to external peace and joy. In life, gain surely has loss. It's not always that when you give, you immediately receive a response. Life always has its own way of operating. The future is always ahead. Just step strongly forward, equip yourself with wings of freedom, and step through the pains and consequences to be a happy person. Forget the years and age. Do not let time make us become old. Regardless of how old, as long as feeling the spirit is still young, that is enough. Overcome the temptation of fame and fortune because they are inherently external things and limited. Often, everyone wants to have a bit of fame and a bit of profit and then compete to grab them. Then, when not as desired, they turn back to blame life for being unfair to them. Actually, living a simple and normal life is the greatest happiness, and anyone should have a friend. Wealth cannot be a friend with us for a lifetime, while friends sometimes become our lifetime wealth. Better yet is to have a soulmate. When feeling lonely, one can seek them to say a few sentences. But having a true friend is really not easy, so value quality in making friends, building a place of reliance within yourself. When encountering worrying matters, Settle the heart in quietness, to give yourself a space for the mind to be still. Looking at wildflowers by the road, though small, they compete to show off colors to decorate life. The world suddenly becomes more beautiful. Think optimistically, live a happy life. Perhaps we often commit the same mistake. Receiving someone's kindness has become a habit. Suddenly one day they have a bit of negligence, and we immediately forget all the remaining good things. People often remember the defects and mistakes of others. They like to scrutinize their shortcomings and then think people are not as good as themselves. So, the more one looks, the more one sees the world as weak, and the more one observes, the more one finds it difficult to accept. Actually, looking at others is also like looking into a mirror. If we frown and glare, surely we will receive back an unpleasant image. From there, both we and others feel unhappy. A bit of clumsiness of others in our eyes also becomes big. When not satisfied, yet still having to face it, it is uncomfortable, like a needle piercing the eye or a thorn pricking the skin. A small and thin back, yet a kind heart still consoles and warms countless people. Being a person, a thin physical condition is also fine, but do not let the spirit be cowardly. Cowardly people are often pessimistic and self-deprecating. Therefore, one must certainly train for a brave spirit, having one's own opinions and confidence. Being a person, having slow ears and eyes is also fine, but do not let the mind be deluded. Always remind yourself to keep a bright mind and clear wisdom to look far and wide. Being a person, being heartless a bit is also fine, but certainly do not be too arrogant, letting ambition turn yourself into an evil devil. Otherwise, if you don't enter hell, then who enters? Being a person, being smart a bit is also fine, but certainly do not consider yourself outstanding while everyone else is a fool. Otherwise, the world has only one silly person, which is you. Being a person, being lazy a bit is fine, but never be a person who is lazy all day. Work that needs to be done should be tried to be done completely. There should be a heart of contribution a bit, if you don't want to be a parasite clinging to society. Being a person, being thrifty a bit is fine, but do not calculate too much over money. Otherwise, you will have the habit of evaluating others through money, sooner or later becoming a slave to it. Being a person, being tolerant a bit is good, but do not let others disrespect or take advantage of your tolerance to continue committing mistakes. No matter what, keep for yourself rules and your own self-respect. Being a person, suffering a bit, is also fine, but do not let the suffering last with no way of escape. Must learn how to rise. Humans, no matter how optimistic, also have times of shedding tears. The internal mind, no matter how strong, will also have moments of feeling wobbly. We all wish, when it rains, someone holds an umbrella. Meeting grievance, someone consoles. At critical times, someone protects. But everyone understands that no matter how far the road is, oneself must walk. No matter how many tangles in work, oneself must do. No matter how difficult to accept the pain, oneself must step through it. The ways of the world are fluctuating. One cannot not be sober. The hearts of people change. One cannot not adapt. Learn the act of cherishing, but sometimes also should know, now how to forget. Facing what is difficult to face is sometimes also an act of shouldering. Accepting what is difficult to accept will help us grow up more. Even if the hearts of people are often weak, also try to live truly strongly, because no one can replace us in living this life fully. Love yourself, treat yourself well, and live days that are worth being proud of. Life surely will have undesirable matters and will meet people not to one's liking. If you cannot take things lightly and ignore them, you will live in trouble and fatigue. Between people, due to different knowledge, different conceptions, and different cultivation, the way of perceiving and handling problems is not the same. Therefore, sometimes having a collision, conflict, or contradiction with each other is also a normal matter. At such times, forgiveness becomes poise, becomes a way of cultivation, and is an umbrella that can protect and help you step forward in the storm. Forgiving others sometimes requires a bit of sacrifice, a spacious heart, or a bit of disadvantage. That is completely not cowardice or weakness, but is to make the path you walk wider and more airy. Life is also like the sky. It cannot always be clear for you to be happy, but sometimes will be gloomy, making you worried. Life also cannot forever give you luck and happiness. There are times it will force you to taste enough of the bitterness and sweetness. Therefore, open your heart, practice a leisurely lifestyle, and step through the people and matters that make yourself worried. You will see yourself standing on high and looking far to the end of the horizon. Humans, normally, because of valuing their desires too much, must excessively care about the reactions of others. When seeking is not fulfilled, one immediately feels sorrow. A person having larger greed will increasingly become weak. The more a person pays attention to their own benefit, the more calculation they have. Wanting to achieve even more, one will see loss even greater. However, much injury also comes from greed and desire. If our greed becomes smaller, others will not be able to predict and take advantage of it to serve their goals. If greed can be removed, the worries having no place to cling to will have to leave by themselves, and we will gain self-mastery. Sometimes, because we keep focusing on the cup, we bypass enjoying the flavor of the coffee that life brings to us. Therefore, do not let the cups affect you. Instead, comfortably sip your coffee. And through the above story, we see the core values drawn out. We forever chase after vague things, anxieties, and sorrows around the society, full of competition and progression, while forgetting that over there is still a wide sky where we can enjoy the flavor of a wonderful life. No matter how bad the situation currently is, you must consider its positive aspects. You will see everything become brighter. If you can do a C regularly, it will quickly become a habit. And instead of saying, "I cannot," think that you can. Although sometimes you do not achieve what you want, you will reap experience. Experience can even be more precious than the things you are waiting for, because it sticks with you for a lifetime. While those other things, although existing there, existence is not forever. Everything has two sides, good and bad. Try to think in a good direction, otherwise we will not be able to do anything. You should not worry about things we cannot change, because life is not always fair. If we just waste time on that useless worrying, we ourselves will only be even more disappointed. Instead, just act. And if the world does not change, then you yourself will change for the better, okay? Almost each of us can hardly be satisfied with our lives, but we need to know how to self-balance in this life. Never let yourself fall into a dead end with useless barriers and paradoxes having no exit. Find for yourself an exit, even if that road is full of thorns and obstacles. Be firm in heart and believe that there are still so many good things waiting for us ahead. When facing an event, your way of perception is very important. A fresh way of looking will open many new doors for you to receive more good things and luck. The child did not agree to do the homework the father assigned, so the father immediately used his wits and said, "Son, I do the homework, and you check how it is." The child happily agreed, furthermore carefully checked the father's homework, besides listing the formulas explaining to the father. But there was one thing the child did not understand, why the entire homework the father did was all wrong. Clearly, when we skillfully change roles, change responsibilities, and change perspectives, stepping back one step is sometimes also a way to advance to solve work, isn't it? An old man came to the market to buy vegetables, chose 3 tomatoes, and placed them on the scale. The shop owner finished weighing and said, 1.5 kilograms, 3 dong 7. The old man cooking soup also did not need that much, so he immediately took out the largest tomato. The shop owner said, 1 kilogram, 2 taels, 3 dong. Ki ngui bain kaint. When the person next to him was about to remind the old man to pay attention to the scale, the old man leisurely drew out 7 hao, picked up the largest tomato, just taken out, and walked away unperturbed. Changing the way of thinking and self-mapping the way out, we will find another method to solve a problem. In life, it's difficult to avoid times falling into a situation of deadlocked thinking. Sometimes one can immediately escape. Just as long as we change the way of thinking and consider the problem from another angle, perhaps the result of the event will be completely different. Human life, in 10 matters, 8 or 9, are not as desired. In life, if knowing now how to apply the way of reverse thinking and perceiving the problem from another angle, then you will see that loss is sometimes also a type of possession. Failure or bad luck sometimes also becomes poetic. And now, let us imagine a picture. The man in the picture is trying to save the girl by holding the hand of his wife, who is about to fall into a pit. On top of the rock, that man does not know at all that below in the rock hollow, right before his wife's face, there is a snake waiting and preparing to attack the girl. While the woman from below, stretching her eyes, looking up again, does not know at all that there is a large rock pressing on the waist and the entire lower body of the husband. The man thinks, I am in so much pain, I am trying to hold her with all the strength possible. But why can't she try to climb up? The wife is facing the snake in the rock hollow before her while still trying to reach the husband's hand, but dares not cause any unusual behaviors appearing dangerous to the snake. Because thus the snake will attack her or her husband. Then that girl is thinking, I am about to fall and I cannot climb up at all because the snake will attack Motrong Hai, one of the two, or both of us. Why can't he try a bit more to pull me up? Through that, we see that we can never see the pressures and pain of the opponent, and they also can never see what we ourselves have to endure. We can see them always smiling, and they can see us always comfortable. But is there truly behind that smile, happiness, or behind that comfort, something pleasant? It's just that they are helping or trying to help their lives, and everyone's to reduce a part of worry and a bit of fatigue. Or the story about 2 prisoners looking out at life outside through the bars. One person saw foul mud, while the other saw the beautiful starry sky. Life is a sea. Whether in love, in work, or in family or social relationships and friends, let us try to understand each other more, think differently, listen more, and empathize more deeply. Then life will be beautiful, gentle, and comfortable many times more. Kong ai, because no one can see themselves as others see them. No photo or reflected image gives us the perspective of ourselves as others looking at us. It has been experienced that on the witness stand, there are never 2 people who see an accident exactly the kung same. We look through different eyes and from different perspectives. But if we can see the world as others are seeing it, we can come closer to the understanding of why they did what they did and why they said what they said. It is not events that cause us worry, but the way we perceive them. A person whose heart is filled with their own way of thinking and looking will never hear the voice of others' hearts. You may not notice, but the smallest change in look can transform a whole life. Adjusting the attitude even just a bit can change your whole world. Do not wait for others to help you financially, because money for everyone is never enough. So learn, now, how to give. Friends helping each other is a good deed, a moral duty. If they do not help, it is also a normal matter. Should not have a heart of resentment because no one owes you. Train for yourself an independent, resilient, optimistic, and happy spirit. because after all, only you are directly related to the life and death of yourself, must learn the trait of resilience. Never look at wealth or poverty to make friends. Even if people have tens of thousands or billions of money, it has nothing to do with you. Do not turn yourself into a servant of others. In the world, there are people who, even if having only one cake, can break it in half for you. Must learn, there now, how to look at people. You can believe in the world there is still the type of loyal and heroic love, but it belongs only to the cowherd and weaver girl, Liang Shanbo and Zhu Yingtai, or Romeo and Juliet. They're hot because they all died very early. While we live longer, so should know there now how to keep it. What does the path of life finally realize? Life does not necessarily have to be too abundant and wealthy, but only needs every day passing to be meaningful. Happiness does not come from comparison with others, but using the heart to perceive. Lasting joy does not come from the outside, but originates from the internal mind of each person. When falling into the deep pit of life or difficult situations, do not be sad and do not be discouraged. Think of a person who always has latent power, which is yourself. In the world, there is no road that is flat, but always low-lying somewhere are bends. You must certainly cross them and step straight forward. That bit of winding is not to subdue, but is the chance helping you train the trait of resilience. No matter how many silent cries there were last night, when the sun wakes up, the city is still busy with people and vehicles. Therefore, believe that any difficulty will eventually pass. Any tomorrow will be a new day, surely. Mood, no matter how bad, remember not to write it on the face because no one wants to read it. Work, no matter how tiring, do not complain or sigh because no one does it for you. Circumstances, no matter how poor or suffering, should not complain of poverty or tell of difficulty because no one, for no reason, gives you money. Although disappointed, do not collapse. Think of the expectation of parents and relatives to continue trying. Although discouraged, do not give up, because the problem is not at work, but is oneself. Should cherish each of your own choices. Although difficult, do not complain because everyone has their own work and cannot help you forever, so be a bit strong. Enjoy what you are doing, although being attacked, do not be pessimistic and lose will. Because no one is born and immediately can solve everything perfectly, but must try one's best with each task, one by one. Do not be in a hurry to think yourself lonely. Actually, very few people clearly understand what loneliness is. Having relatives, having friends, and never having gone through the storms of life. So, from where does loneliness come? When sad or tired, one should know there now how to console oneself. Having no one to worry for, then even more, one must be strong. Having no one to encourage, one must also know there now how to fly up. Having no one to admire, one also needs to be fragrant and tidy. Observe the grass under the feet, flowers by the road, and leaves on the tree. Life, although modest, they live a life truly beautiful. Life, although impermanent and short, should not be casually looked down upon because no one can buy health. Having time, one should watch the vast mountains and rivers for the spirit to be relaxed. Do not be too harsh with things around you because every existence has its own reason. Do not comment on others, especially people you do not yet understand. We only have the status to give suggestions toward those people next to us that we love. When angry, then one should not speak, because afterward we often regret the words accidentally uttered. Should forgive toward the person who once hurt you, but certainly do not give them the chance to repeat the offense. Life, no matter how hard and laborious, do not lose confidence because everything beautiful is ahead. Character, no matter how noble or extremely spoiled, also remember to treat parents with filial piety, because tomorrow, surely you will also become old and weak. Do not forget the person helping you, Do not hate the person once loved, and never deceive the person giving trust to you. Between people, it can be close or far. Between matters, it can be complex or simple. Between sentiments, it can be deep or shallow. Do not expect people to treat you specially, nor should you hope they will reduce calculations. Life has people saying little, yet doing much. Also has those who will only know, lamb there now, how to gesticulate. Do not bother too much. Just manage your own work well. Do the tasks that need to be done. Walk the path that should be walked. Keep kindness, nurture sincerity, be tolerant toward everyone, and be strict toward yourself. The rest, follow karma. That is enough. The Buddha once said, "With people having no affinity, no matter how many words said, they are redundant. As for those having affinity, then just by appearing, you can also awaken all their senses." There are some matters that, once distinguished as black and white, have become the past. There are some people who, after being angry for a few days, have become the past. There are pains that, once smiling, have vanished into bubbles. There are circumstances that, thanks to suffering a bit of pain, become resilient. Sometimes today is a big task, but looking back tomorrow, it's nothing significant. This Nam year is important, but next Nam year will become secondary. Great stories of this lifetime, next generations consider them legends. Each of us, at most, is also only the story of one person. Therefore, in life or work, if encountering undesirable matters, say to yourself, today will pass, tomorrow will also come. Let go of everything to start a new day. In the world, there are some matters that are not about not paying attention, but paying attention also does nothing. Life has no if, only consequences and results. Receiving your life how is chosen by yourself. Others cannot decide on your behalf. Mature already, you will know there now how to take a smile to face everything. Do you know? The sufferings in this life are like salt added to our lives. The amount of salt always stays the same, but the volume of suffering we have to receive also depends on the capacity of the containing bottle, which is our mind. Therefore, every time you feel sad, discouraged, unhappy, or not as desired, remember this: a pinch of salt, if added to a cup of water, then the water in the cup may no longer be drinkable. But if a pinch of salt is added to a lake, then the lake water is still clear and sweet. Therefore, the problem is not simply whether or not someone adds a pinch of salt to your life, but also lies in whether your heart is a large lake or only a tiny cup when suffering. The only thing we should do is expand our vision. Do not be content being a cup of water, but become a vast lake or even a long river dissolving all pain in this life. When expanding the vision, we will perceive many positive things and realize that even in pain or hardship, we can still be happy and joyful. If we truly want to see, everyone in life must go through more or less difficulty and pain. The problem how is not important. The important thing is the way we choose to face the problem happening. So let me ask you, each time someone adds a pinch of salt into your life, do you choose to become a cup of water or a whole lake? In life, everyone has their own suffering. All do not want others to know and cannot speak with anyone. To lessen worry, many people like to go here and there. When seeking nature, they see their pain as if becoming smaller. All moods vanish into the infinite space of heaven and earth. Using the scene to transform the mind, even if only a temporary substitution, is still a necessary thing for those who have not been able to live with a complete meditative heart. After all, the person hurting us is also very pitiful because they have been driven and governed by the pressure of greed, anger, and delusion, so they cannot control themselves. Toward the person you do not like, smile and wish them well. Toward the person you love, continue treating them sincerely. That is enough. And do not expect them to live with sentiments toward you. The nature of the human heart is impermanent. We want them to be sincere toward us, but there are times we will feel suffering because of not being treated by them as we expected. The ancients often said, "What man is doing, heaven is watching," meaning there is always an arrangement of cause and effect. Just maintain a kind heart treating others, and you will surely have a bright future. Achievements come from endurance and persistence. There is a story like this. There were two identical bamboo trees. One was used to make a flute, and one was used to make a laundry rack. One day, the laundry rack asked the flute, "Why were we born from the same place, both being bamboo on the mountain? But I have to endure the sun and rain every day, while you are cherished and high-priced." The flute replied, "Because you only suffered one knife stroke when being cut down, while I had to suffer hundreds of knife strokes when people crafted me." The laundry rack was silent. Human life is also a sea. If one can endure hardship and loneliness rubbing against reality, daring to shoulder and standing up to take responsibility for one's own life, only then does our life have value. When seeing the glory of others, you do not need to be jealous, because others have paid more than you. This world has many intelligent people, but there are few who can persist until the end to conquer dreams and aspirations. Therefore, only a few win. The more intelligent a person, often the more clearly they understand their shortcomings and always try to conquer goals to the end. There was a fragile small flower growing beside a large and tall pine tree. That small flower was extremely happy, because it was shielded from wind and rain by the pine tree, so it just lived joyfully without needing to worry about anything. One day, a group of workers came, chopped down the large pine tree, and took it away. The small flower was extremely heartbroken. It wailed and said, "Without the pine tree protecting, how do I know now how to live? When the storm comes, what must I do? The rain and wind will kill this small body of mine." Hearing the small flower wail, a tree far away consoled it. "Don't think a sea. Lacking the protection of the pine tree, you can receive sunlight and raindrops. A sea you will be stronger, and everyone will see your radiant beauty. When they see you already, they will admire and praise. You are so beautiful. You tell me, at that time, won't you be happy?" The small flower, after hearing this, smiled happily. Humans also need to learn maturity, to detach from the protection of parents and family, and learn now how to receive and handle every matter in life. A person going through all kinds of challenges can only then become a strong and metal-filled person. Without going through rain and wind, how can we watch the rainbow? Then those hardships of life's path will also pass. How many times stepping through ups and downs? Joy and suffering seek clouds and smoke. What remains is peace in every step. Within every person there is a private sky. Sometimes rain and wind, sometimes clear. One is inside, and others cannot intervene. In every heart, there are segments of sentiments, sometimes sweet, also segments of bitterness. Sometimes oneself does not see clearly, and others also cannot understand. Because the mood cannot be said out, it is called the voice of the heart. Because tears cannot fall, one sees life as harsh. All day displaying a radiant smile before everyone, one thus finds it difficult to share moods. Being used to saying words of success and satisfaction, pain no longer has an opportunity to be expressed. Advice to others are all truths, but matters coming to oneself, one forever, cannot think through. Advising others is clear and sober, but when encountering it yourself, you have a headache and dizziness. It is a matter people often commit. There are some matters where, if they do not come to you, you will not feel all the weight. A few situations where, if it is not you, you will not understand all the emotions inside. If knowing clearly the storms of life or beautiful sunshine of the world are only temporary, and the important thing is what remains after that. Then why bother with the shifts and changes? Just live well your present person, that is enough. Life sometimes needs a silent gap to listen to the sound of flowers blooming and watch the movement of tree leaves. Do not think that if you cannot let go of the opponent, they will also be sentimental and not bear to forget you. Fish without water can die, but water without fish is even more leisurely. What needs to come will come, and the person wanting to go will eventually go. Do not refuse, and do not hold on. No need to tiredly chase after beautiful people, but cherish those who make your life become more beautiful. Just exert all heart with work in one day in the present. Then, afterward, everything will all become memorable recollections. Take a peaceful mind to receive every matter arising. Use a heart of tolerance to treat those who make mistakes. Then what is there to worry? This life is not leisurely. This human life is not light. There are some matters where, having arisen, one can only receive. There are some people who, once lost, one can only let go. Some segments of the road, once chosen, there is only the way to step forward. Very many good things come from waiting, not from grabbing. Should have a heart of patience if you do not want to miss the date with happiness. Enjoy every matter, large and small, arising in life, because tomorrow, when thinking back, you will realize actually they are all very important. Very many tasks must wait until becoming recollections before one is aware of the value they carry. If truly having affinity, then time or distance is not a problem. While if having no affinity, even if meeting, each goes in one direction. Perhaps a person needs to go through very many road segments, experience much glory and so much hardship before being able to mature. When seeing a person clearly without saying it out, you will understand the meaning of forgiveness. Disliking someone without turning away, you will feel the peak of respect. A mature person is not such because of living long, going everywhere, and going through many things, but because they know when to let down or tolerate, to limit struggle and grabbing. Everyone in their heart has once suffered more or less different pain, not because it has passed so there is no more feeling, but because they know that saying it out also solves nothing, only making oneself weaker. There are wounds that it is not about not caring, but we understand one can only silently face them. They will self-recover. Maturity is being able to keep a complete smile in the process of transforming suffering into happiness. Regardless of how many bad things present life has, you also need to bravely face them. Do not think of avoiding, even less should one curse or complain, because all is for you to mature. You need to know now how to take advantage of it. I believe that many times a relationship ending is not because we change, but because affinity is no more. The stories talking forever without finishing have now ended. The warmth once had is only the story of formerly. The emotions already past are only in the past. It's not that the person turned away unintentionally, nor because we betrayed. It's just that between us, there are no more types of silent promises as before. I also believe that humans, everyone has a side of selfishness and a part of magnanimity. Why does a person shed tears? A person hurts because of caring. A person cares because there are sentiments. A person has sentiments because they are human. Having sentiments and care, and once hurting and shedding tears, proves you are a complete human. So, if you feel tired, forgive yourself, because we are only a normal person. No need to pretend to be strong, to the point of being invulnerable. Human life has no obstacle that is impossible to overcome. Each person has joys and sorrows that need transforming, and happiness and pain that need to be faced. Birth is already a fact. Living is what we must choose. Understanding this principle, you will have your own way of adapting. A road segment, if walked for long without seeing hope, then should change direction. An event having been thought over many times, yet still not opening the knot in the heart, then should let go. Some people interacted with for long days, yet still not feeling sincerity, then leave far away. A lifestyle applied for a long time yet still not finding joy, then should choose a way of change. We come to this world, overall, for only two big tasks, birth and death. One task is already completed, and only one is left, so no need to hurry. The life of each person is only one, whether short or long. Life every day continues, whether sad or joyful. The path of life, each stage a way of stepping, whether backward or forward. Humans, no one is perfect. Work, nothing is complete. Encountering a petty person, do not calculate, because calculating only brings more trouble. Encountering a complex matter, do not pay too much attention. Paying attention only makes oneself more tired. The world is vast, and the hearts of people are mixed. How can one not meet a petty person? The dust of the world is deep, and worldly affairs are auxiliary. How can one not encounter worrying matters? Think moderately and look far. Being wronged, just stay silent. Once resolved, then smile lightly. Without the sun, then listen to the wind blow and watch the rain fall. Without fresh flowers, then breathe the fragrance of the field. Without the sound of applause, then enjoy quietness alone. Time turns and years change. No complaining, no sighing, no sadness, and no calculation. Keep the mind straight and upright, and step lightly on the beautiful road. Cherish sincere sentiments and maintain a positive mood. When needing to restrain, then take a deep breath to change the air. Facing difficulties, should calmly think and then change perspective. Encountering failure, need to try to do again to recover confidence. Learn to face yourself and be open to life. Practice forgiving faults. Life is one word containing pains. It's not necessarily only what is achieved, but certainly must trade many things. There are roads that can only be walked alone. Hardships and difficulties cannot be shared with anyone. Cherish those moments, because after all, we have only one life to live. Stop faraway illusions. No need to worry about what has passed, and should not dream of what has not yet come. Head all thoughts toward the present. This moment is exactly when we sincerely thank you for having spent precious time following and supporting the Phut Phap Linh Earn channel throughout the past time. Your concern and support are a great source of encouragement for us. To not miss the latest videos, please kindly register the channel and press the notification bell. This will help you easily update meaningful and useful Buddhist lectures, helping to enhance spiritual life. We very much look forward to continuing to receive your companionship in the following videos. Sincere thanks.